Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have a really cool comparison today that I've been talking about doing for a while. I'm comparing three different pickup sets in my Novo Miris T. We have the stock pickups, which are the only pickups you can get at this point, and a Miris T from Novo, and it is a Fralin hum-canceling Alnico pole neck pickup paired with a Fralin high output Tele bridge. When I was ordering the Miris T, I was really hoping I could get the Amalfitano P45 neck with the Amalfitano bridge. And the P45, if you don't know, is a really interesting take on the P90 where they just use one magnet on the pickup rather than two. Usually a P90 has two magnets and then the steel poles go in between those magnets on top of one coil. So the P45 just has one magnet, and so usually on a P90 you have a magnet on one side and the magnet on the other, just like a little bar magnet. And you can see in this picture I'm going to put up here that one of those sides is a magnet and then the other side is just a little block of wood that is the exact dimensions of the magnet, so the P90 kind of sits normally. So I got that before I even got the guitar and was able to use it in this comparison. If you're into these kind of videos, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And comment on the video. Let me know what you think of the comparison. I love talking tone on these videos, so if you have thoughts or questions, please let me know. So for the third set, I have a McNelly Stagger Swagger paired with their A2 Signature Plus bridge. The McNelly Stagger Swagger has a really cool reputation, and it's well-deserved. It's a very unique pickup, as I'm sure you'll find in the clips. It has something in common with the P45 in that it's steel pole, and it has something in common with the Fralin in that it's hum-canceling. They do offer an A2, but I wanted to make sure that the A2 bridge could compete with the neck, so I got the A2 Signature Plus, which is just a little bit overwound. It's got a little higher output. As with all my comparison videos, I really try to make sure it's a level playing field. So I really just have one amp setting for all three pickup positions in all the pickups for each, style. So yeah, I'll talk more about it on the back end as to what I thought, but for now, let's get into some tones. I should mention, after I recorded all these clips, my computer crashed and I thought I lost everything. I was able to recover all my data except the videos ended up being corrupted. So there's little blips of these glitches in the video, but otherwise should be good. All right, I hope that was helpful to watch. That was a super interesting video for me to make because, as I said in the intro, right after I recorded the clips for this, I lost all of my data, my computer crashed, and I had to retrieve all the data. So it was actually a long time from when I recorded the clips to when I got to the video editing stage when I could start hearing in the monitors and get some fresh ears on what these pickups actually sounded like compared against each other. So I was actually very surprised. Playing the Amalfitanos on the guitar, I wasn't that into them, but listening back, I was absolutely in love with the woodiness of the neck pickup. And the middle position was just amazing. So it's one of these experiences that I have a lot where playing the pickups, you get a different perspective on what they sound like versus hearing them back on the monitors. And that's something that I've really wanted to make a video about for a while, that I'll probably end up doing it this year, just talking about like what we, like, you know, the sound you hear in your head versus the sound, like say a song needs, playing in your room, at home in a studio or whatever versus playing in a band. All these different factors that can change basically what our expectation of gear is versus what we get out of it. So, and I think the Amalfitanos is a really good example. Overall, I'm blown away by the sound of the Fralin-Alnico neck. That's still in my Novo now. In the bridge on the Miris right now, I have a Buds 10K542, and I'm really loving how that sounds with the Fralin-Alnico noiseless. So yeah, back to the Amalfitanos. The middle position was just incredible. And it's cool because it's the only set of these three sets where the middle is truly hum canceling, because in the other two sets, you have a hum canceling neck and a single coil bridge. So when you put it in the middle, it has a little less noise than the bridge on its own, but a little more noise than the neck. So, you know, a lot of people really love that hum canceling middle, and you kind of rely on it. If you're playing and there's a lot of noise, just flip it to the middle. And if it's a good sounding middle position, best of both worlds. So that was really nice about the Amalfitano. It really had like a woollier sound than both of the McNelly and Fralin necks. So if we're just talking about the neck pickups, the McNelly I thought was the brightest. Then you have the Fralin stock Novo that's it was kind of in the middle, and the Amalfitano it was darker and it had like a woolly thing to it. As I was playing it, as is with a lot of neck pickups, I was having trouble getting the clarity and definition that I wanted out of the low strings, like the low E especially. I do a lot of fingerstyle clean stuff, and I really like a little bit of like snap and brightness that you get like from a Strat pickup in the neck position. So that was a little bit lacking in the Amalfitano, and the bridge didn't have quite the punch that I wanted. But listening back, I really thought the bridge was just a beautiful kind of warm sounding pickup that had plenty of bite when you needed it to, because I was, you know, messing around with the higher gain stuff in that one mix. It really sounded great with a lot of gain, but it also cleaned up super nicely and was super warm across the board, which for some reason, I think maybe because I don't think the bridge pickup had quite the oomph that the neck did, and I'm so hyper focused when I'm playing a guitar how the bridge and neck equal out in volume. If I have a neck pickup in the guitar and then I put, you know, for instance, the Fralin neck and then the Fralin bridge, the Fralin bridge was a lot brighter, so it made me feel like the neck was maybe a little bit dark at times. But if I put a darker bridge pickup in the Miris, it kind of makes me feel like the neck is brighter now, because you kind of dial in the amp to be what it is. So just changing the bridge position changes my perspective on what the neck is. And I felt like with the Amalfitano, I was fighting neck and bridge. It was the kind of thing where I would have to EQ a little bit differently for the neck than I would for the bridge. And I know everybody's different with that. You know, some people don't really care that much about what I was just talking about. They're like, well, just play it with the neck on different settings as you do with the bridge. But I really love a guitar to have, you know, full use of the whole positions on the guitar, regardless of what tone you've got on the amp. So that being said, on the back end, listening back to these clips, I was in love with the Amalfitano, and I would highly recommend these pickups if you can get them. And like I said, it's an interesting take on a P90. It's a P45 with only one magnet, and Fralin actually makes these now for Novo, because they still offer the P45 on, I think, the Saris T. so you can get the P45. I don't know if you can order a P45 from Fralin. It's worth checking out. As I said, I ended up keeping the Fralin neck, and I actually still have the Fralin bridge in another Tele. I think those are two great pickups. I just thought the Fralin bridge was a little bit bright for me, which is why I have the Buds 10K 542. It kind of cuts down on some of the brightness, and you get a really warm, high output Tele pickup. But for the Fralin neck, it's such a wonderful pickup to play. It really responds like a single coil, which is interesting, being a hum canceling pickup. I've had, kind of negative experiences with hum canceling pickups until I played that one. If you're ever wondering what a bell-like tone is, I think that Fralin-Alnico noiseless really nails it. It's so bell-like, and it has just an even response in highs, mids, and lows, where nothing is really overpowering at any time. It takes gain well, unless you're trying to go super high gain, then it's not great, but that's not what I'm looking for. I highly recommend that pickup. As far as the McNellys, if you're looking for a brighter hum canceling neck, the Stagger Swagger is incredible. I'm sure you heard in the clips, it has more top end clarity than any of these pickups really. And it kind of scoops the mids a little bit, but you have a nice low warmth in there too. I was personally having trouble because I felt like the high strings had a little bit too much bite. They were a little bit too trebly, and I thought the low strings weren't quite bright enough. But I'm super picky about that. The Stagger Swagger has, as I said, a really good reputation and well-deserved. It does exactly what it says it does. It just wasn't really what I was looking for. For the McNelly Bridge, the A2 Signature Plus, I kind of wish that I had just gone with the A2 Signature and not the Plus, which is a little bit higher output. I'm not sure if the higher output is just more winds on the coil, or if they actually have stronger magnets in there, if they kind of control the strength of their magnets. But I felt like with this guitar, getting the E strings kind of where I liked them, and I guess basically the rest of the strings, I kind of gauge it like if the low E string has the warmth and the bite that I like, and if the high E string doesn't sound thin, that's kind of my setting for where I like the pickup. And the G string, at that setting that I liked, the G string just had a little bit too much bark to it. It kind of it hurt my ear a little bit. Just in the mid range, maybe somewhere in like 900 to 1,000, that frequency was really killing my ears. But again, on the back end, when I was listening, I thought it sounded great. So a lot of this is just, in whatever environment you're playing in with your amps and with the rest of your gear, how does the pickup play with you? And for me, the best match I could get out of these three sets was the stock, the Miris stock. I really loved these pickups. So yeah, honestly, not a bad sounding pickup in this bunch. I thought this was a really cool one because all three of these sets sounded so different from each other, especially the neck position, which really affected the middle position. And I think for what I was going for, neck position goes to the Fralin for sure. Middle position, I'm going to have to give it to the Amalfitano. That middle position was just glorious to listen to on the back end. And I do remember liking it when I was playing it, but like I said, I was having trouble with the bridge and neck position fighting a little bit. And for higher gain stuff, I actually loved the McNelly bridge. That thing was awesome high gain. Like I said, I play a lot of clean tones and just on the edge of breakup. But as soon as you get past that point, I think the McNelly just really sings. Within that clean spectrum, I didn't like the McNelly bridge as much. It's worth mentioning that the Novos use 500K pots, so you're hearing all these pickups with 500K pots. Obviously, Telecaster bridges with 500K pots, that's a little bit bright. Definitely keep that in mind when you're listening to these clips. All right, so again, thanks for checking out the video. Hit the like button, subscribe, the alert button if you want to know when I put out new videos, and comment. Let me know what you think of the comparison. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.